Hello, welcome back. In this video, we will work on Boolean indexing by taking an example where we have some data in an array and an array of names with duplicates. It's exciting, right? So let's get started. So we have understood the difference between linspace and arrange function. We have also seen how indexing, slicing works over n-dimensional arrays. Now let's try to expand that thing to Boolean indexing. What do you mean by Boolean? It returns true or false. Then how does that is related to indexing? Wait, let me make it clear. So when you go for Boolean indexing, I'll take an example where I'll have an array with some names of duplicates and another array with some data, where in this case what I'll try to do is I'll not give myself data. I'll ask my array, numpy array, to generate the data. It sounds something interesting, right? Yes, we also have some random function in Python. Random function in NumPy array similar to random module. When you go for random module, we can generate some random data like this. Let me throw some light into it. So when you go for import random, so random will have something like generating OTPs. Yes, we can use that. Random module is generally very widely used. Something like from random. If you want only some specific integer values, we can take from random, you could take randint, and you could also throw like this. So for I in, what is your input? You want to only 10 values and you want some kind of OTP with 2 digits. Sorry, 2 digits, not something like 4 digits. Randint of, you could mention here, you could mention, the 999 and you are mentioning, so let's give only 10 values, right? I'll try to mention 9999, 4 digits. So let me try to give random values. You see, random 4-digit OTP in that way, because we gave only 10 over there, you could get it. So we can get some randomly generated data over there. That's how when you go for a transaction page, your OTP will be validated within a particular time. There, time module, random module. That's how Python is generally used for application point of view. The same way, we can use some random function in NumPy array. So first, let's try to create an array with some names. Make sure you define some names as duplicate so that I can make sure I pass them as reference, and we'll try to find out where, if you see, and or operations, the same thing we have, right? In the same way, we can use those keywords. We cannot use that keywords and or, but we can use the symbols. We'll just work on it. So first I'll define np.array of, I could give some duplicate names, because if you don't give duplicates names, you can't understand the difference. How do you refer each and every row? So that is the reason. Make sure you need not give same names. I'm giving some names which are well known to everyone. Bob, Joe, Bob the Builder. You see the cartoon? Yes, that is the reason I am giving it. So Bob, Joe, Will. So I'm just giving, make sure I'm trying to give 7 names so that I could define 7 by 4 array. So in that way I could make sure. If you define 7 and if you define 6 over there, the shape doesn't match over here. That is the reason. So I'm repeating Bob 2 times, and another time I'm defining Will. So I gave Bob, Joe, Will, and again I'm giving Bob, Will, and again I want to pass Joe 2 times. That's where I try to compare now. Then you would find some difference here. Good. Now when you go for names, this is basically a one-dimensional array. You already know that point, right? But you are giving only strings. That is the only thing. Now I would like to define basically where you can check it. When you go for names dot n dimension, because you know that it is basically one dimension. I need not mention it again. So when you go for generating some random data is equal to np.random. So random function within it, you have within this, we can get only positive values, or you can get the mix of positive and negative, which is random. So random will generate both positive and negative values. See, it written a sample or samples from the standard normal distribution, where we get both positive and values, and it is random. Don't expect that you and I get same values. No, there is no specific range for it, but for rand, it is having some specific range within 0 to 1. So I just mentioned 7, 4. That means I want to get 7 rows and 4 columns of random data. This is how. See, the first value is 0.9636. And if I initialize once again, what happened? The data is being changed because this is randomly generated data. Okay, it is fine. Very good, sir. You have defined two arrays, and one array is with some names and one array is with some random data. Then what is the difference? What is the thing you are trying to prove? Where first, what I'll try to do is, how many times we are having Bob within it? 2 times, right? That means now I'll try to compare within, because when you give names is our array, Bob, Joe. Now I can use my comparison operator like this. So when I give names is equal to, it is equal to symbol, right? So when you try to refer Bob, at which positions you are having Bob? 0th index, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. So wherever you are having Bob, what you can see? You can see true over there. Yes, that is Boolean, because generally when you give names of 0, what is names of 0? You could refine, you could get Bob. You know that, right? The same thing. Now what I'll do is, I'll try to align this thing with like this. So data of 0. If you could see data of 0, what you could get? You could get the first row values. I'm not doing this, but what I'll try to do is, I try to refer. So data of, I try to pass wherever I'm having Bob, I try to refer like this. So I just pass Boolean array can be passed when indexing the array. That means I define names is equal to, I pass Bob wherever I'm having Bob like this. So Bob, make sure you write this spelling is correct, because here we are passing this Boolean array can be passed when index the array. That means it must be with the same length as the array axis. That is the reason when I gave data of names equal to Bob. So this is your first index. That is the reason Bob is present in first index and 0, 1, 2, 3, third index. So this is your fourth row. When you say that is the row, this is the fourth row, right? Indexing wise, this is third index. That means we are just passing the index. What happens if I define anything like this? You see, it is empty and the shape is 0, 4 because it is not present, right? That is the reason it gave you empty. So you could just refer it. Make sure the Boolean array must be of same length as the array axis it's indexing, where we are trying to refer the index over there. That is the reason this is called as Boolean indexing. So where we are comparing the names of the Bob, we are just giving the result as true. Wherever we are having Bob, I just wanted to compare. In the same way, I want to compare Joe. Wherever I am having name Joe, it is only present in wherever we are having first index, last 2 indexes, right? The same process you go for data of names is equal to, where you are using comparison operator, which is equal to. So it is your second row and last 2 rows. Just go here and check here. Second row minus 1.03. There you go, right? And last 2 rows? Yes, obviously. So this is how you are going for accessing the Boolean values. So Boolean selection will not fail if the Boolean array is not the correct length. So make sure we try to make sure you give the same length. If you just change the length, you get the different result. So if equal to is possible, what is the opposite of it? Not equal to. So wherever Bob is not present, I would like to see where Bob is present. So Bob is present in first index, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0 and 3. So I gave Bob, names not equal to Bob. See, all the non things are true. Wherever it is present, it is false, because this is not equal to. So in the same way, you could just make sure we could just try to get the index of the columns too. Wherever, if you could give like this. So data of not only getting names is equal to Bob, we can also index the columns. How do you do that? Index the columns too. Because already you remember when we are going for indexing the columns, we just mentioned the commas. The same thing. So when you execute this, what do you get? You get all this. You get 2 rows data. But you can specifically tell which column data you want. Suppose you want to get 0, 1, 2, 3, because this is first column, second column, third columm, fourth column. I just mentioned 2 is 2. What do you get? 0, 1, 2. So you get starting with 0.81 in my point. For your point, it is different. So this is how I got it. So in the same way, you could just get, if you don't want to get the result which is not equal to, you could go for it. That's how we have understood how do you use the comparison operator along with indexing the columns, right? Even you can go for just making sure how you use your keywords like and or, because and is both existing cases, or is anyone existing, because those are logical operators where here we can use the symbols ampersand and. So for that, so before going to that, I can also make sure where we can give the negation or not process. That means wherever your data, so data of not, which is not equal to, right, in the same way data of negation symbol which is present on your tab key. So data of not of names equal to Bob, which is similar which we gave above, where you can see wherever it is not present. See, when I gave data of names is equal to Bob, what you got? Minus 1.04401. See, you could not see over there. That because it is first row and third row. I guess it's right. Yes, first row and third row. First row 0, 1, 2, 3. So first row and fourth row, if you go numbering as 1, if you go by indexing 0th and third, that's what wherever Bob is not present, it is returning all of those. So that is how you could see. And even you can go for this Boolean arithmetic operators like ampersand and bar. So for that, what I could do is I could just make sure I create one more variable like mask, where I'm just making sure I only want Bob and Joe names. I don't want the other Will. So I just make sure names is equal to Bob, where I'll be using the Boolean arithmetic operator like ampersand and bar. So ampersand is and. So first let me write like this. So Boolean arithmetic operators like if you go for ampersand, that is and, because it is the and is logical operator, and bar is or. We cannot use those keywords here. That is the reason we can use symbols. So now what I'll try to do is wherever name is equal to Bob, or we can mention the other name is names is equal to, if it is Joe or if it is Will, I could just throw it. Now if I print mask, you could see the difference over there. See, wherever Bob or Will, so true, false, true, true. Where it is false? In the second and in the first index and last two indexes, because you could print names, you'll understand. Because wherever Bob is present, so first Bob is present, it is true because we gave Bob. Why it is false? Because it is Joe. I mentioned Bob or Will. That is the reason any one person, wherever Bob or Will is present, it is giving true. If it is other than Bob or Will, it gave you false. So that is how you could understand. And in the same way, you could make sure data of mask directly, where you could see wherever Bob and Will is present, you could get only that specific data. So this is how you could work on understanding Boolean indexing. And in this also you could make sure you could get only specified limit of values, where you can work with understanding arithmetic operations over arrays, where we'll be working on that in next series of videos. Or in this you can just, this is indexing, right? Whenever you use square braces, what does that mean? That is basically indexing. See, mask is of one dimension where you're having, so this is of 7 values. So this is the reason in the names, here we gave 7 names. That is the reason the data random generated is 7 by 4. That's how I clearly mentioned the difference between 1 dimension and 3 dimension arrays or in 2 dimension arrays. Because here we are comparing with the indexing. The Boolean is true or false. Wherever this particular name is present, I am trying to map that name to the array which is randomly generated. Let me just recap it so that you could have a quick glance. So here we generally gave 7 names of people, where I give duplicates. If you don't give duplicates, you cannot understand, because we are just comparing wherever that particular person is present, right? So this is 0th index and this is 3rd index. So you get, so data of names equal to Bob, you get 0th index and 3rd index. You could see the same result over there. That's how we have compared the indexing with the names and indexing with the array, and how we are referring both of them with the help of Boolean. That is the reason this is Boolean. And we have also used the arithmetic operators like and if you could just throw here, what happens if I replace that thing with ampersand? You could see the difference over there. See, everything is false, because both of them should match, right? That is the reason we generally prefer using OR operator instead of using AND. When you go for AND, it makes sure that both of them should be strictly matched. That is the reason these operators play a very vital role. And even when you are working on indexing, whether it is Boolean, because when I say Boolean, it is referring with true or false. If it is matching with the given name, it is true. If you are having different names, there is no kind of the things, right? You get different truths. For everything, it is true only, because it doesn't match for any case. For everything, it would be false. Because if I gave names equal to Bob, wherever Bob is present, it is true. If I give different names, everywhere it is false. That is the reason, don't take different names, take at least one duplicate, then you'll understand the concept of Boolean indexing. So that is how we have seen the same concept of indexing. We referred that thing with some, what happens if we have some array with names of duplicates, and how do we refer that thing with generating some random data by using random function in random. So random will generate both positive and negative values. So try working on rand, you will understand, and how do you refer it, and how do you go for accessing the same names along with the usage of Boolean arithmetic operators. In the next videos, we will understand how do we go for different ways of creating arrays by using ones matrix, identity matrix, zeros matrix. Make sure it is very simple. Just go with the basic flow of creating arrays. And if any queries, I am there to help you out. So in this video, we have understood how Boolean indexing works. In the following video, we will work on arrays of ones, zeros and identity matrix. Thank you. I hope you have enjoyed watching it. If you have liked our content, please do hit like button and do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more useful content and exciting updates. If you want to learn such practical content at an affordable cost with Microsoft certification and instructor support, please register at academy.codenan.com. You can also download app from Play Store as Codenan. Never hesitate to raise queries in the comment section, and please do reply with your suggestions for more practical videos. We'll be happy to come up with it. Thank you.